This conference will now be recorded.
So, what is the topic I told you we'll discuss today? We'll finish off modules today, modules topic, and then let's complete that so that can you guys see the screen here? Able to observe the screen? So yesterday I just started explaining the module topic. What is a module means? It's a simple thing. It's not something difficult. It has everything that it has variables. It's just your Python file. Whatever you declare in a Python program, it's nothing but a module, and it has variables, it has methods, it has functions, it has everything inside. Yeah. Okay. Srikant, I think I'll mute it. No. Okay. I have the facility to mute anyone. No problem. Okay, let's continue. Mm. So right? Yesterday I had a discussion. Anyhow, one more time, I'll quickly go through the modules topic. Okay. So what is a module here? I told you module is something which is a collection of variables, functions, and classes, and everything. And other important thing is the program itself in Python is a module. So what are the program which you say with the extension .py? You call it as a module, and it has usually Python programs has suffix .py. All of you know that you are running programs from past 2 months, I hope. And as we know, modules are reusable. Also, we can have modularization, and also it also increases readability, and we can avoid naming collisions. Okay, in what way we can avoid naming collisions? Suppose I want two functions with same names, I cannot declare them within the same file, but I can declare them in different files. That way, what is that? We can avoid naming collisions. That is also there. That is one more advantage of what is that? This one. I hope this was clear for all of you, right? I had already discussed it there in yesterday's video. That's why I'm, just quickly walking through this module, the introduction part. Okay. So obviously, modules differ in a separate namespace to avoid naming collisions. We know that functions, modules, and packages provides code modularization. We also know that. Yes or no? We were seeing that yesterday. Generally, if you want to use a module throughout your anywhere in any drive, if you want to access from anywhere, then you have to go and keep it in the lib folder. I told you yesterday as well how to keep it in the lib. Okay, you have to go to the Python installation folder. Inside that you have this lib. So you have to use that lib folder to make your you have to keep your files in that lib folder to make your Python files globally accessible. Means globally means in any drive, if you want to access from C or D or ERF, whatever it is, which is in your machine, then we have to put it in the lib folder. Okay. And we have done a quick examples yesterday with a small module test 1, 2, 3. Okay. See, we are not doing something really which we don't know, because all of us know how to write, how to declare variables, how to declare functions. But still, I didn't discuss classes because still we didn't start OOP. For now we are going with core Python. Still, we are in core Python and we are doing a lot of programs. That's why it's taking time for us. But no problem. So here, this is not really something difficult, or it is not something which you don't know, because we have done so many programs so far, and even yesterday we have done a working programs for functions. Okay, so this is how we define a simple module. One thing in module is you don't call your variables, you don't call your functions within the same module, but actually we try to use them in other modules. Suppose the best example is to clear screen every time I say import OS, and say OS dot some function is there. I don't exactly remember now. I used to use that function, you remember, right, for clearing screen from the command line. You remember? So means what? I am directly calling the methods or the functions or the variables of that OS module in my current path, current directory. Okay, means what? That's how the modules are useful to us. We don't directly call them. They are not called within the same module, but these are meant for reusing in other modules. Okay, so suppose I have prepared a module like this. This is my module. All of you know how to define it. So you can see here test 1, 2, 3. Adjust a variable and two functions, F1 and F2. Now my module is ready. I try to save in some folder here. You can see E learn well Python programs test 123.py. So this is where I saved my program. Within the same folder, you create one more file to reuse this module. What is that file here? That is abc.py. You can see here. Suppose if I want to use this, which one? Test 1, 2, 3. What should I do now? If I want to use this module test 1, 2, 3, then first thing I have to do in ABC is I should import this test 1, 2, 3. That's what I should do here. Are you following? What is that I should do here? I should import the module. Then I should call the variables or methods of this module by using fully qualified name. What is that fully qualified name? Module name dot methods name. Okay, function name, module name dot function or module name dot variable. That's how you should call. So that's why if you see in abc.py, once I import my module, I'm saying abc dot a. Okay, or I am trying to call sorry, not abc. I'm really sorry. I'm saying test123.a. This is the module name. Just that file name, nothing more than that. Just you say that import space, the name of the file which you want to import, but don't use extension.py here. That is not recommended. Okay. Usually, this both has to be within the same module. I mean, same folder, same directory, or same package. If they are in different packages, then what you have to do? Even you have to use package name as well. That is important. Okay. Package name dot module name dot variable name. Package name dot module name dot function name. Package name dot module name dot class name. That's how you have to call them. Got it, right? We'll see one example when I discuss the topic packages. It's not something really tough to understand. Okay, this is simple topic for us. Is this fine for all of you so far? Why don't you test a small application now? Did you test yesterday? All of you, did you test it? Tried and tested in the yesterday session? If not, just test this. You take a minute of time and just test this example. Okay, it's fine, right? Right now. These were our two files. Just test it quickly. Take a minute time and test. Okay, you can try some small sample here. What is that sample? You take a few examples here. You can take one. Fibonacci is not necessary. This is enough to understand modules. Already we have done enough programs so far to get that hold on logic as well as the concept both. And this is how we should import a module. What is that? I think you are done, right, folks? Can you give an SR no for me? Yes, no, no comment. Put something there. Did you finish this small testing? Finish this test 1, 2, 3, creating this, importing it. All of you are good now? Okay, then it's fine. Okay, this is how we import a module. We have to use like this. Import module 1, module 2. If you have multiple modules, still we can import them. Okay, not just one module. Can you see this? You can see here we are able to import math, OS, sys. These are three different modules. All these are built in. Usually, sys is used for networking. OS and sys both are used for networking or to get some system related methods or functions to access. Math is exclusively used to handle mathematical related functions. Okay, that's it. Then I told you, right, when you access member of a module in other module, always you have to use fully qualified module name dot your variable name, module name dot your function name, module name dot your class name. That's how you should import it. Got it right? We have done an example yesterday and we have seen a small example. We have to use fully qualified names. When we make fully qualified names, when you go for import space module name, whenever you do such thing, then definitely you have to use what is that a fully qualified name when you apply an import. Otherwise, it won't work. Fibonacci is not necessary. We have done first program. That's enough for this. See, this is so much. Initially, out of excitement, at the very beginning, I used to get everything that I see in the website. But with experience, what I understand is editing. We get where to edit, where to stop. Got it right? So I felt this is all okay, fine. But if you get it, it's fine. But for understanding modules, you don't need all that what I put in the or this notepad. Okay, the material. Clear, right? So this is another example. We'll quickly try this and then switch to the next program. You take this. There is a class foo here if you want to test on class as well. There is nothing inside that class, just a pass. The way you call class or the way you call function or variable, the syntax is same. But if it is variable, you just call it with variable name. If it is function, you call it by passing parameters. If we should pass, if function is declared with parameters, then we should pass parameters. Otherwise, we can call it directly as a default. And if it is a class, you call it with class name. So these are all simple things. Okay. So if you want, you can quickly test it. You can just save it as some any name of your choice because modules can be saved with any name. But giving meaningful names is always good for everyone. Okay. Right. Test this example again. Take this and same. It's almost similar example. Okay, then I will switch to the types of imports. So far, we have seen normal and regular import, but now we are going to see another one is from import. Okay, then we'll see different styles in that from import as well. Okay, so test this quickly. I'll just show you after this. Take a minute and test it. Then This time I have added included class as well. Maybe if you ask me what is a class, still you didn't discuss anything about class. See, don't worry. When I talk about OOP, then we'll talk about class concept. But for most of your data science topics and no, for the automation and all that, core Python is much more enough for us to handle all such things. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to skip that object oriented programming. I definitely will talk on that as well. Okay, that is a simple program. I can quickly test it like this. Okay, copy this. Okay, then what do? You put it here, same program. This is one sample for us. We have everything in this right now. We have variables, we have class functions, and we have a class. Okay. Now I want to import class as well. There is nothing inside class. It is just a quick idea for you how to declare a class in a module or a file, Python file. Okay. So what do you do right now? I need to import it. So you say test 1, 2, 3 and test a F1, F2. Then you can also test it like this test. You can have access to this test 1, 2, 3 dot. How do you call class? You have to call it like a dot foo. But how do you know whether you are accessing that or not? Because in this in this foo class there is nothing. Okay, just pass. Then how can I know that I'm calling this class or not? If you print it, you get the object address. That's how we can quickly understand. When you call foo, as that thing is there, try to print that. Try to print it like this. Okay. Then when you run this code, run module, and also check what is there, because we have a bit of change here. There is a default F1. There is a parameterized F2. I should pass two parameters when I am calling this F2. Suppose you have a number of functions, some 5 functions in this module, and there is a class and there are 2 variables. And when you try to call it in other module, it is not necessary to call every function that is there in a module, or every class that is there in a module, or every variable that is there in a module. It's not necessary. Okay. Then whatever that is required for you, that we should call access. Because suppose you take math module, it has a lot of mathematical functions, square root, okay, sum, okay, then average, then absolute. There are so many mathematical functions in a math module. But when you are doing square root operation, you try to call only square root, but you don't try to call other functions that are there in the math module. It's not necessary. Okay. So similarly, any module, when you have variables, when you have functions, when you have classes, you choose whichever it is necessary, not everything that is present in the module. Okay. So I choose this one. Which one? I choose to call just one variable. The second method here, I just choose to call two functions, f1 and f2. But for f2, it is a parameterized function which takes two parameters. So I should pass two values to f2. So I am saying just like this 1, 3. I am passing 1, 3. But in Python, it goes by convention. There is no data type. So when you pass values, you pass it based on the requirement. If you need to pass string, the variable accepts string. So if you need to pass integer, it accepts integer. See, this variable takes any type of data, whatever you pass through this color. But it is you who has to be careful while passing values to the functions. Okay, you have to see why this function is defined. What is the purpose of this function? And what kind of data has to be passed it. Even though you pass whatever you want, we can pass it. But before that, you have to see that does it make sense? So is that data really necessary to this function? You have to check that. Okay. So that is the point you have to take care when you are dealing with functions, because okay, a Python variable accepts any type of data. That's why. So now I'm passing integers to F2 and I'm trying to call class. I don't have any methods inside the class or variables inside the class. That's why I'm just checking, printing this foo and seeing whether this object of class is available or not. That's all, nothing more than that. You just run module and say click OK. Let's see what happens. Can you see that it's printing when I print foo, it is giving me the type of that foo. It is test.test123.foo, a fully qualified name. Okay. Then you see for A, it is printing 10. And for F1, it is printing hi. And for F2, it is saying hi 13. Okay. That's how things work in modules. So that's idea about simple idea about a module. Now I'm going to explain the other part, which is types of imports. So far we have seen one import, that is the regular import, which we have seen right now. But now we are going to talk about other type of imports as well. We have two more types of imports, and one import is from import, apart from regular. And I hope there is one more. There is one more. You don't need this many actually, because I told you, right? Initially, when we start doing things, we have a lot of excitement. Because of that excitement, we want to teach everything that is there in the website, or that is there in a textbook, or that is there in a some other information source. But later, I told you again the point. We understand that to understand a particular concept and get hold on that, you don't need everything that you see in the website. Okay. So I will talk about it. Usually we have two types of imports, gentlemen and ladies. What are those two types of imports? Let's talk about these types of import. Number one, regular import. Number two, from import. So what is the regular import? Already we have seen it, which is nothing but to import all modules explicitly. Okay, importing all modules explicitly. And here, you can import more than one module. What is that with regular import? Here, what we can do with regular import, we can import multiple modules. What is that? Multiple modules. I still remember in one company, I think one day I had asked me a question on this. How do you import multiple modules? Okay, people sometimes ask this kind of questions and with differences as well. So be careful. Okay. But mostly, whenever I attended interviews and when I tell people that I know Python, the questions they ask are mostly very fundamental. For you, it's nothing. It's just a piece of cake for you. Okay. So that's the point. So now, suppose if I want to import multiple modules, then the choice is what I have to use. Which one I should use? Regular import. We use with regular import. We can import. We can import multiple modules, and we have seen examples so far that we can say import some. Just now we had seen test 1, 2, 3. Suppose I need OS. I just want to clear my which one clear my screen. You have seen in the beginning of Python sessions. OS.system of CLS. So that then I can import multiple modules like this. Suppose I need some sys module, I need some math module. Okay, I can keep on importing like this, and this is possible because of which import, gentlemen and ladies here. possible because of regular. This is fine. But what about the other style is from import? Okay. When you look at from import, it is a just simple import here. And sometimes in a real-time code, you use both imports. We see what is that? We try to go for regular import as well as sometimes from import. Suppose you are just dealing with a single module and you want to invoke all the you want to invoke different, not all different types of functions or methods from that module. Then you go for from import because from is more flexible here. Okay. So now if you look at this, see here, alternative form of import statement. And what is this? It directly allows objects into the caller symbol table. Don't worry too much about this. This is not, we don't need to get too much into this discussion because it's more of a, which topic here? It's more related to the network. Okay. So symbol table means you are going to memory level, but not necessary. If you want, I can discuss. That's not a problem because you need to understand how to deal with the normal import and how to deal with the from import. That is important. Okay. So what is this now? This is how the syntax look like from import. Okay. What is the syntax here? You can see here. The syntax look like this from import. Sorry, from module name import your function name. And here you cannot import multiple modules with from import, but from one module you can have access to different type of functions, different types of variables, different types of classes. That's possible, but from import don't allow to import multiple modules here. Got it right? So now what is the syntax is this? Got it right? We have syntax here. This is the syntax. Understood now? So from module name import name. So we'll see one example. Suppose the same thing. I have test 1, 2, 3 here. This is my module, and I have tested this by trying to access it in other module. I try to test it in other module, but this is a which one is this? This is regular import. Now I am going for from import here. If it is from import, remove this. See the differences. Okay. I used a fully qualified name here, but from import, you don't need fully qualified name. It's not necessary. Got it right? If it is regular, definitely we need fully qualified name. Now you see this. You see the from test 1, 2, 3. This is the syntax, right? From module name import. I just need a comma f1 comma f2. That's all. When I say this, I can directly say print of a. I can say print of. I can directly call f1. I can directly call f. Can you see this? You see, we started talking about regular import. Now, definitely after looking at this, you clearly understand the difference between a regular import and a from import. Okay. What differences you are seeing? Regular import can be used to import multiple modules, whereas from import can be used to import only one module. In that we can import all the members of that particular module. Second thing is if it is a regular import, if you are trying to call a variable or a function from that particular module, we have to use a fully qualified name, that module name dot member name. Whereas when you go for from import, when you say from import from module name import the members, then you can directly call them. You don't need to use any fully qualified name here. Not necessary. Okay, let me run it and see the code here how it works. Say okay. Yep, the issue is not with the way I call, but while calling F2, right, it has parameters. Did you see that or not? F2 has two parameters here. We finished functions yesterday. When a function is a parameterized function, we can access that, we can call that only by passing parameters, and we cannot call it directly like this. So I should pass two parameters. I'm passing 10 and 20 to this. Now I'm running this, and I'm hopeful that this time we won't get any errors. And it's perfect. So you can see the difference you observe now. You can see here from import, we try to import members directly without using fully qualified. Whereas when you use regular import, you have to use fully qualified name, and you have to say module name dot member name in regular imports. Whereas when you are going for from import, such thing is not required. Maybe you can ask me which one we use in real time. We use both in the real time. We use both type of imports. Both are equally popular. It depends. Suppose if you want multiple modules, you try to go for import, regular import. If you want to import just one module, you can do that from import. That's how it goes. And other difference is from import can be, it's very fast. It's for instant purpose. What purpose? Instant. Whenever you need a quick loading of callers, quick calling of members, then we go for from import. Anyhow, that we see in the document. Are you following, guys? All of you? Can you give me an yes or no? Because no, I just keep on talking. Is it clear for all of
Yes,
you?
yes.
Okay, that's really awesome. Okay, then that's about modules. See, if you understand this part, then while doing some coding somewhere, you understand how to deal with from import or regular imports. But this is enough to understand what about modules like. Then we need to understand one more. What is that one more is? It's about packages. Okay, we need to talk about packages. That's all. I'll just quickly finish up that as well. And the third type is import asterisk. Means here, this is something where I'll just explain quickly on this as well. What is this import asterisk? Suppose means asterisk represents everything. When I put asterisk here, I don't want to be choosy. I just want to say asterisk and just use whatever I want in the whatever function I want. I want to call it directly without saying import a comma import f1 comma f2. I don't want to say that. I just say asterisk. When you say asterisk means all the members of that module are imported to your module, current module. Otherwise, the best word is current module. abc.py is a current module, whereas the other one, test123.py, is the module which you want to import. Now, in this current module, what is that? I want to import everything. Then you should just say that asterisk. I think it's clear, right? Now, I can call F1, F2, I can call F3. See, I didn't import F1 or A or F2 or F3. I didn't import any of these because I told I have, when I say asterisk, I have access to everything in this test 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let me run this and see what happens. See, both working, right? But in a real environment, do you recommend this asterisk, import asterisk? Means what Python community is saying is this isn't necessarily recommended in a large scale production code because reason it's a bit dangerous because you are entering names into the local symbol table nmassy. Nmassy means it's like a Spanish or some kind of word. This is, don't worry about it. But means all that members of that module are directly loaded into memory when you use import from import asterisk means, but you might need few functions, you might not, so you are overloading the memory. That's why they said don't go for import asterisk. That is not recommended in a real production environment. Okay, you got the point, right? That's about modules. Okay, and then we had a clear discussion on this module part. And module is nothing but a simple Python file. It has everything like variables, keywords, and methods and classes. Also, what else we had discussed? We had also discussed something here. What is that? Types of imports. We had seen three types of imports. What are those three types? It's a regular import, it's a from import, it's a, and then the last one is nothing but import from import with asterisk. We have seen clearly the differences here. Okay, and last but one topic to close this is understanding packages. That's all. Suppose these are all built-in functions, the built-in modules. Don't worry about them. You can just quickly, before going to the packages, okay, if you want to have a quick walk through this built-in modules, you can just look at them. What is that? We have so many built-in modules, like like 80,000 plus modules are there in Python, which no other language has that kind of support. Okay, suppose let's just quickly check on this math function, math module. This has so many functions like this. Okay, suppose I really want to use a math module which is built in, then what can I do? I should just say quickly math, import math. Then I can say I'm just applying all these functions in one go, in a single go. I'm implementing all this. You can see here, you can directly call math.seal, math.floor. No, this print is working in 2.x. Don't try this in 3.x, it won't work. Okay, you have to put parentheses in 3.x. Okay, you can quickly test this. You are seeing these math functions from school days. From we are seeing them in from our childhood. If I am not wrong, I'm just trying to use more all this here. And there is a small correction I have to do for all this. Put parentheses because I am using the latest Python version. Okay, the way we call functions is same. It's module name dot function name. You can try run now if you want. If you're curious, what if I don't put parentheses? It will work in 2.x. 2.x, even if you don't put parentheses to print function, still it works. But in 3.x, see this? It's saying invalid syntax. That's how that's the problem. So what I do is I will wrap a parenthesis for all these print statements. Okay. Let me just do this. Okay, that's it, folks. Let's run this and see what happens. Now it's working, right? Can you see that? Then what is the issue? The issue is not with the way we import module, but with print statements. Okay. I corrected it. Now you see this. You can work like this, right? This is working now. Clear now? This function square root gives square root, exponent gives exponents, log give logarithms, power give power, and sine gives sine value, cosine gives gives cos value. I remember sine 0, 0, cos 0, 1, I hope. From my school days, I didn't see it. Actually, I didn't see the output now. Sine 0, 0, cos 0, 1. That is only one thing I really learned well from trigonometry. I don't know about you. You might be learning something more as well. Okay. So fine. That's about this. Still, you can deal with built-in functions like this. There are some built-in constants as well, and you can try them like this. You can say math.py and math.e. You You can call them. This is a random function where you need to use this to generate random numbers. This is also very useful function. I see the use of random functions number of times in the code. Okay, this is very useful function when you are dealing with this data science, like when you go for machine learning or deep learning or artificial intelligence, and if you want to generate any random numbers, because there you need to generate data. In such cases, depending on random functions is very useful to us. Okay, so you can say, how do you call this? You just need to say random dot random. This one 2 comma 8, probably it will generate it returns a random number between x and y where both the numbers are inclusive. That's what it means. It will get random numbers from 2 to 8. If you are really curious, shall we test it once? And random function is available in random module. Both are having same name. That's a bit tricky and confusion for us. Okay, it might cause a bit of confusion, but still, is that there is nothing to worry, because as long as we know the difference, usually functions has parentheses like this, whereas modules don't have any parentheses. And if you know that, then there is no confusion. Okay, still we are good. What do you say? Copy this. You come here, folks, and just paste it. I'm only just reducing the time. Okay, otherwise I would have typed it. Typing also needs some time. That's why. You can see here, when I use a random function, it is giving me some, the same number you don't get in the next run. You can see here. Can you see? In the first run, I got 0.3. In the second run, I got 2. Sorry, second value is 2. In the second run, I got 0.1 and I got 7. And the second function is generating random numbers between 2 to 8. I cannot predict which will come in the next run. I might get 6, I might get 8, or I might get 2, I might get 4. That's what random numbers are. Very interesting function. I like this very much. Okay, it's like throwing a dice. You don't know which will turn up. What do you say? Can you predict? We are not like that guy, right? Who is that in that Sekuni? He is the famous guy who can predict everything. But we are not like that. So that's how random numbers works. The most interesting function throughout programming. Next one. Still, this is a quick walkthrough. I'm not going to stand here for more time, because today I wish to finish these modules and jump to the files topic in the next session. Somebody asked me module topic. Fortunately or unfortunately, the high guy who asked that is not there today. Okay, fine, no problem. He can go through the video if you wish to. Now, we are almost done, sir. This is just, what is that? A quick walkthrough. This is what we need to understand in about modules in Python, whatever we have discussed so far. But otherwise, packages is just, one more a topic just we need to quickly understand. So, what do we have in a package? A package is collection of modules. Okay, it has all the files actually. That's what package is. Okay, and of course, all these are used to modularize code. That is no doubt about that. Okay, and packages are reusable, same like modules. These are all reusable. Like function is reusable, package is reusable, module is reusable. Okay, class is reusable. All these are reusable things. Same like module, this will also avoid naming conflicts. Okay, so there is something here which these guys were telling here. Until 3.3, we need to use this something like init.py is necessary. But in latest versions, that is excluded. It's not inclusive, but it's exclusive. We don't need it from which version? Python 3.3 version onwards. Correct, right? So this is actually we are already dealing with packages, because if you look at this, I'll just show you. See, and this is my package. You can see so many, Python programs, and you have some folder here, PyCatchy, something. Yeah, leave about that. Are you following, guys? Yes, sir. So already we were working with the directory, a package concept. So this is, so if you look at this Python folder is a package. It's a directory in Python where you have all your .py files. This is what a package is. Got it, right? Okay. Now next. Now same like like similar way like when you talk about modules. We have three types of imports even for packages: a normal import, from import star. Okay, that is also good. I forget to tell you one more important topic, that is aliasing. What is that? I didn't teach you about aliasing, right? I just need to quickly talk about aliasing. Okay, 1 minute, folks. Suppose you see, aliasing is the most common thing which we apply in a real-time environment for modules or for packages. You see here, when package has a very lengthy name, to make it short and sweet, we use what? Alias. So what I say, import random as okay, RD. Okay. Then I can just use what? I don't need to say random every time, but I can choose RD. I can choose RD here. And aliasing is the most common thing which we apply in a real-time code. Got it, right? Suppose you go for data science, analytical data science. There are pandas, there are numpy, but people still say import pandas. They say, then they don't all the time. They don't say pandas dot something, pandas dot something. They say import pandas as PD. You see, you go and check in the Google now. Most of the code they say pandas as PD, numpy as NP. They put it short names so that it is easy to use them. Okay, that's what we can do. This aliasing, as is a keyword which helps us to give aliasing. Aliasing means a nickname. Then we can use that aliasing throughout the code. Got it, right? Following, folks. Hmm? So let me run this. Whenever we use modules, one more thing we can quickly get this is go for aliasing. Okay, and you can apply even the same for packages. So here the difference is, if it is a package, the way we call package is a bit different. Again, here, if it is a regular import, we have to say package name dot, module name dot, method name dot. It is a bit lengthy here. It is a package. If it is a module, it is just module dot that member name. But for a package, how do you import it? Package name dot, module name dot, member name. Member can be a variable, it can be a function, it can be a class, it can be something else. Following, guys? Okay. Now suppose I have a simple example. Let's try. We have a folder like, if not data science, I just go with my regular example. I don't want to waste some time on this. This is my Python program. So it's there where I'm just directly going to that path. So now I am pointing to Python program. This is my module. Okay, are you following this? Now I want to invoke abc.py. In that there is something. Then how do I invoke this now? First, import. Okay, if it is a package, usually we have to say package name dot, okay, Python underscore programs. I'm just directly testing. Sorry, not here. I am really sorry. First, get into the Python prompt. From here, I want to try to invoke this modules of all the modules of this package, this Python programs. Usually, we can call it directly like this. One approach is we can say abc.a. But to my surprise, I'm getting an error. Why? Because we are not completely using fully qualified name. If it is a package, then you have to say package name dot module name dot variable name. Then what should I say? Okay, I'm sorry. There is one more thing I am missing here. First, I should say import ABC. Let me try this first. If this works to me, abc.a. Still, it's not working. Okay, let me give it Python underscore programs. This is my package name dot module name. There should be some typo here. Huh? Module not found error. Okay, no problem. I'll fix this. So we have imported here only. I do one thing. 1 minute. Let me go back one folder. Now let me get into Python here. Let me try this now. Can you see that? This time, you see, you have to don't directly get to that folder and try to run the code. I should go back to which one? I should go one folder back to that package. Can you see this now? I tried this way. I'm not able to invoke those members. But I tried this way. I had gone one folder back this time. cd dot dot will push you back to one folder. So I had moved to learn well. From learn well, I connected Python prompt. And from there, I applied fully qualified name. And then you can see this time. But you see here, just observe this. If I say ABC dot ABC import ABC, now let me try this. Now I got attribute error. Can you see this now? It is saying ABC don't have this attribute A, but I am very sure my ABC has, of course, it doesn't have A. That's correct. It has what? It is a testing example, right? I'll do one thing. I'll try to import this one, test 123. I'll try to import test 123. I'm just showing package is working fine for us, no issues. So now import test 123. Is it? It's saying again. See, when I try to import test 123, I know test 123 is now present in this package Python programs. But when I say it's not working, but if I want this to come, what should I do? I should say fully qualified name Python programs. Now you understand this. Dot test 123, and I can also say as T, and then I can say T dot A, and you can see I can say T dot F1. This time you can see it's working. I can say 1 minute. Let me move a little right side. Okay, and you can see T dot F1 of 1 2 positional arguments were 2 but given 1. Okay, 1 minute. F2, not F1. Sorry. Here you have to just pass only one. Okay, this doesn't have parameters. Okay, excuse. Then T dot F2 of one command. I should pass for 2 parameters for F2, not for F1. It's a mistake, my mistake. Can you see this now? Am I able to invoke that module from package through fully qualified name? This is actually what regular imports. Which importer? I use a regular import to import package and as well the module from that package. And also I have applied aliasing here, if you see here. And all the mistakes we regularly do, I have shown here because I also had done the same mistake in the very beginning. But quickly, I corrected my mistake. So I kept it because so that tomorrow, when you try to run from prompt like this, you also go do the same mistake. Okay. To fix it, I kept it. But now that is one kind of input. I'm not sure packages has from import. but still we have mentioned all that. Let me try that as well. And from package name, import modules. This is another one. Okay. So what you can do, let's try this once. Okay. Let me try this. So we try it, sir. From Python programs, then there are so many, right? I just use test 1, 2, 3 for now. Enter. Okay. What is missing here? Anybody found out that? What I am missing? What I am missing here? I forget import. I'm missing import. See this here. Okay. Enter. Now you can say test 1, 2. You don't need fully. You don't need to say package name dot module name this time because it is a from import. You can continue from module. You can say test 1, 2, 3 dot a. It will work. You can say what is that? You can say test 1, 2, 3 dot f1. You can try like this. You can see here. You got the output here, right? Following, guys. Let me just reduce the size of this. Somewhere just medium. Font is a bit very less font. Little bit bigger font. Let's go for 24. Okay, and then the window layout somewhere, should change the layout. Okay, I'll check it. You can see this, right? Still it's visible to us. We are seeing the output here. So this is from import for packages. Can you see it now? Now Python programs, do you think it's a module or it's a package? It's a package. See, package in sense nothing but the folder where you keep all your Python files. So now we have done even the other part of other style of import asterisk. Even we can apply that. Let's see if it is working here or not. If it is not working, leave it because we don't use this style mostly in the real time. Okay, just enter. Then I can say test 1, 2, 3 not a. Yes, it's working pretty well. It's good. We'll try another example just for testing. You have to be curious. Let's try on big one. Big. This has a big dot a and big dot. We'll try this. We cannot call this condition. Okay. Just try to check with the variables there. I'm trying that here. What is that? I say all modules are imported to your memory. Now you can play with any module. Okay. So it's saying big is not defined. Okay. If it is big is not defined, then how can I get it? Let me just see. Let me test for one more. Import asterisk. Okay. Usually we can say big dot a in this approach, but it's saying big is not defined. But it's working for test 1 to 3. I'm assuming because you have already loaded here at this line, so we are able to call test 1 to 3. But big is not imported. Probably that should be if you say big here. Let's try this. You got it right. Already I tried to run it for 2 times, so it's giving me the output for directly because it's there in the memory, that statement. Now I can say big dot b. We can call like this, but asterisk, I think we have to do something. We got 5 this time. Can you see? So big dot a. we got 10 here. Can you see that? I think those were the values we can see. Yes, 10 and 5. That's perfect. You can also ask me a question. When I run this, it is directly giving me the output. A is big, A is big. How come it's possible? Okay, internally, when you try run this, it will directly call. There is a main involved in this. It will directly invoke that main function inside this module big. Okay, there will be an internal main, an inbuilt main. So that's why we are getting output like this. But nothing to worry about it. So when you apply asterisk, I think asterisk doesn't. There is a different way to handle this that I'll just talk in the next session. Okay. Uh, I'll check and update on this because we don't use much of this, so I didn't explore it no much on this asterisk. That is trying to invoke all the members of a package. Okay. We have explored on modules. That is fine because we don't use much of this. This style is not that recommended in a production. Okay. But still, if you are curious and if you want to know that, then I'll talk in the next session. Okay. Any more questions on modules now? Now this is, we are done with modules. And there is something here. We should use this approach, set all the modules in list in something. See here. There is a special style we have to apply. So we don't need to worry too much about it. You can, for now, you can skip this. Okay. Is it clear for all of you now about modules? Can I get an yes or no? Or no? What about others? Are you fine, guys? I see some new people. Perumal, Ramani, and there are some new guys here. Are you guys following, guys? You are starting in the middle. Still, you are good, right? Okay. Okay, that's fine. So, other last topic. This is something a special setup. I don't think we need to spend too much on this. We will skip it. But seriously, if anybody has issue, you can ask me on this. That's not an issue. Now, sub packages. Package within package. How do you call sub package? Means pack one two dot pack two dot module. That's all, nothing more than that. Okay. So you can test this example yourself. I have explained different things. You could put one more module, one more folder inside this Python programs. If it is my folder inside Python programs, I put some ABC folder, and in that I put one Python module. Then if I want to invoke it from outside, then how do I invoke from command prompt? I have to say Python programs dot abc dot some xyz dot py, and that extension is not necessary. So that's how you can call a sub package here. Got it right? Just remember, because anyhow that's not something difficult to implement. Okay. And after that there is numpy. Numpy is not something we are going to talk now. We'll talk only once we finish core Python. Okay. I'll talk about analytical Python once we finish core Python. In the next session, what is our topic, gentlemen? Do you want me to show small example and submodule? Tell me. Should I show you a small example and submodule, or do you want to test it yourself? What shall we do now? Okay. You can test it here. I'll just show you here. Take one folder, new folder. Maybe if you just quickly want to see the output, see here, and just give it as some test. Okay. Inside this, copy one small example. Put this big into this test. Come on here. Now inside test, I have a big one, and big has, it is a simple program finding greatest of two numbers. Leave about the logic part, the condition part. There are two variables. Let's try to access them here. Okay, so if I want to invoke it, how do I call it now? We should say import Python programs. I think already that import is there. Python programs dot test dot big. Not this one. We have to use a regular import if we are going that way. So it's giving something. No problem. Don't worry. Import Python programs dot test dot big. I can, instead of this much big name, let me just give it as an alias as B. Let me try this. Module not found error. Okay. I'll do one thing. We have modified it in the middle, right? I will again close this command prompt and come up with a fresh prompt so that the changes will be applied. Whenever you make some changes, this current prompt might not update the changes instantly. So what you do is first exit this, then you try to log in one more time, command, and then from this folder you try to, but you get out of this. Don't stay here. Cd cd dot. Go out of this package. Then now import Python programs dot test dot. Okay, because I am running from command prompt, I have to go for Python prompt. That is my issue. Now this time I'm sure it should work, but let us try. Python programs dot test dot big as b. There is something it's giving me. Saying it's not there. Okay, but we have test here. It's not a package. Let me try this way first. Okay, let's stop till this point. Okay, don't import module directly. Just import only your package. Now you say, got it right? The mistake I am doing, I understand. Can you see this now? I am importing, just import packages and keep it there. Now Python programs dot test dot big dot. Let's try this way now. It doesn't have an attribute big. It's not trying to recollect big. Okay. I will add a new file, no? One more new file. I'm keep it in test now. Let me try like this. Test 1, 2, 3. Okay. A equal to 10, B equal to 20. Okay, you can close this. This is fine. Now you try to close all this, open fresh prompts to test once. Okay, not here. Directly come from here. Come from learn well. You can also change it like cd space learn well like that. But I'm just directly moving to the executable path. Now you say import. Okay, first of all, get to the Python prompt first. Then you say import Python underscore programs dot test. Okay, dot test one. I'm trying to import this module, okay, from this package, and this is sub package, and this is actually a module which I need. Getting the same 1 minute. Let me check the document if I'm missing anything. Back one dot module, correct only. Okay, we should call still, but before that, it's throwing an error. I have tested it earlier, the same example. Test dot, what is the thing? No module named Python programs. Test. I'll do one thing. I'm suspecting that we need to go one more folder inside. Let me try this. Python programs. Let me try from here. It is not. Okay. It has to work. It has to come from here. Okay, test 1, 2, 3 has two variables. I'm just testing. Let me see one more time. If not, I'll check and update in the next session. Nothing to worry too much about that. Not something. So we can say import. Now we are out of Python programs. Package one dot Python programs dot. Second one is what is that? Text dot test 1, 2, 3. This is what our module is. Python, any typo is there here? I don't think so. Python programs. Okay, let me try from import then from Python programs dot test import test one. Cannot import name. Okay, it's trying to directly call from Python programs itself. That's the missing part. It's not trying to call from. It's not going to the sub module here. If we look at this, but no problem. I'll check and update in the next session. It will hardly take 1 or 2 minutes. I'll just see anything missing here. But we are strictly following the syntaxes. That is for sure. Just see all this I have tested earlier, but for some reason it is not coming out. But still fine, no issues. You can see here we also have tested data science modules. Okay. It's okay. We'll test again. Okay. I'll check and update in the next session. Import bigger. Did I miss import here again? Import test 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to import test here. Test 1, 2, 3. Another module is included here. Test 1, 2, 3. Is it working for you, for any one of you? If any one of you are successful, did anybody try this? Try to test it. See if it is working in your machines. But somehow I'm not. This is not working in me in my machine, or if anything has to be. But we are strictly following the syntaxes. I know very well. But I don't think. Yeah, somebody try and tell me. Someone from online, quickly test it and tell me if it is working for you guys. For any one of you, if you can confirm, so I can understand. Okay, somewhere my machine has some issue. Somewhere the environment might not be supporting to my machine. Check it. Can you please check and update me? Because I have tested it earlier. That's why. So all these examples which I put in this document, they are tested examples. Okay, try it once and update me if it is working for anyone. If not, I will talk about it in the next class. Any luck for anyone? You can also Google it once. Okay, if not from this doc, you can also check from Google. If it works for anyone, just update. We'll see for a minute, and then if Okay, if it's not working for anyone, I'll check it. No, update in the next session.